Alright, this is a product comparison of these boards that I've bought online. Um, there's something called the Ultimate Martial Arts board. I got the black one, which is the hardest one, and I also got the blue one, which is the third hardest one. And these re-breakable boards are something that I'm really satisfied with. I'm really happy with the quality of it. And I'm going to speak about these boards in comparison to the Pro Force black boards that are supposed to be the hardest to break for Pro Force. And I've actually bought more than 4 of these, but I got 4 of these right now. As you can see, I got 4 of them. And I spent a lot of money on these, but I'm not satisfied with the quality at all. I'm really disappointed with the quality from Pro Force. But these martial art boards, it's called the Ultimate Martial Arts board. I think it's by Rev Gear. They're very high quality boards, and I really do highly recommend it. You can find them on Amazon. In the back of the board it says umab.com. Alright, so this blackboard is actually supposed to represent pretty much breaking like 2 boards in one. It's supposed to represent 2.25 inches. And this blue one is supposed to represent 1.25 inch board. So there's the 1.25 inch, which is the blue one. There's a mid-tier one, the one I don't have it, is a brown one. It's supposed to be 1.75 inches. And then the black one's the hardest one, is 2.25 inches. Now the black one is extremely difficult to break. And I've broken this many times, and it still hasn't gotten much easier, so it doesn't really lose its tension and its quality, you know. So it's so hard to break to the point where I ended up getting the blue one to practice with so we could prep up to get better at breaking this. Now the nice thing about this board is that there's kind of 2 different levels that you can have. Like first you could put it in like this and just use your hands to push it in, and you'll see that there's a slit right here, and this is pretty much like the easier way to break the board. It's kind of like a different level, so it's like more of like the beginner's level. You break it from here, and then when you get really good at it, then you just hit it against the ground until you don't see the slit, and then this will make it harder to break. So first you have them attempt to break it by just putting it together with your hands. Like I don't have anybody to demonstrate it with, so I'll just break it with my knee. So first you just have the person break it from this position where there is a slit. If they're able to break it from this position, then you could go ahead and slam it together to see if they could break it at the next level. It's going to be a little bit easy. It's going to be easier to break when you just put it in like that. Okay, so this is the blue one. Now these boards, the great thing about it is it doesn't really lose its tension, you know. So it stays. It consistently provides you a challenge, you know, for breaking, and that's the great thing about these boards. Now the problem with these Pro Force boards is that they break extremely easy. Now this black one is supposed to be considered the most difficult board that they have to break. Now I labeled this number 1 because, you know, this is the one that we use the most. And you'll notice how easy it is to break it. I could just literally snap it with my hands and now it's broken. And that's considered level 1. I mean, this is considered the hardest board. But you see the difference with this one, you got to slide it together. And these are just basically very low quality. This is number 1. So the next board that we use the most is number 2, which is right here. I labeled it number 2, and it's supposed to be the hardest board. And still, I can still snap it with my hands. Now I got number 3. You know, this is number 3, so this one we don't use as much as number 1 or number 2. And I can still snap it with my hands. Okay, now number 4. This is the one that we use the least. This is the freshest board that we have. You notice how you can still see the Pro Force on there. So that means that we haven't used this that much. Now I can't snap it with my hands anymore. It's more difficult to break. And it gives the kids a little bit more of a challenge. But still, it's going to wear down and turn just like the rest of those boards. And it is pretty easy to break. I mean, I could probably break it with my head if I wanted to. Or maybe not. No, but break it with my knee. It's this board is really, I don't recommend it, you know. But like I said, these right here are really high quality boards. I would say the blue one is a good one to start off with because this is supposed to be representing a 1.25 inch board. And if you can consistently break this, then you could upgrade to the brown or the black. And once again, the black is the hardest of them all. I'm putting it together like this, and let's see how easy it is to break with my knee. And then now I'll slam it all the way together. And let's see how hard it is to break with my knee. See, it's not that easy. Try to rub my right knee. But even this is difficult, you know, even to break with your knee. So it's actually hurting, you know. So this is a really difficult board to break, like no joke. This blue one, let's do my knee. So I can break this with my knee. The black one, it just takes a lot more concentration, and you have to hit it like really hard for this to break. This board right here is a serious board. You know, I still haven't really broken it with my fist yet. I broke it with my palm, but my fist is gonna take a lot more concentration. I'm still gonna try to break it with my knee to see if I can break it. There, finally broke it with my knee. So I had to really concentrate on that one and really, you know, gather my energy and just hit as hard as I can. This black one is serious, you know. But the blue one just gives me something to practice with. Just constantly break it over and over. The kids were able to break it. Some of the kids were able to break it from this position with the slit, but none of the kids yet have been able to break it when you push it all together. That's going to take some time for them to build up to. But I do highly recommend this board. It's called the Ultimate Martial Arts Board. And those Pro Force ones, I mean, it's just a waste of money. I definitely do not promote those boards, and there's some serious quality issues with those boards. So that's my feedback on it. The Ultimate Martial Arts Board is the way to go.